Bed reveal. My bed is not that amazing, chat. Guys, I used to sleep on the floor for the longest time. When I joined Nijisanji, for like almost all of my time before moving to this place, I slept on the floor. Oh, I slept on the floor with no like back support. Like there was no futon or anything. It was just floor, like hard floor. I would sleep on it with my covers and stuff. Why? The place I lived in didn't have enough space for a bed, and I was very poor. So a lot, like, before Nijisanji, I actually was like sleeping on the floor a lot. To the point where I got used to it. Isn't the floor cold? A little bit, yeah. I got used to sleeping on the floor. At first, it definitely was painful. But it isn't too bad. After around like a month, you get used to it. Not even a month. Maybe like 2 weeks. It's not like I was in pain when I joined Nijisanji or something. There was one point where I had an air mattress. I spent like my month's savings on an air mattress, and it popped, and then the insurance like didn't cover it because apparently that doesn't cover it for some reason. So I couldn't return it, and I had to just sleep on the floor again. I was sad because like at the time back then, like I spent a lot of money on it. It was like I think £110, which back then was pretty much my whole like spending wage for a month, like extra, like stuff I could spend on stuff, and I spent all of it on that, and it broke after a month, and I was so sad. And the reason why I spent it on a air mattress, if you're wondering, is because the place doesn't have like enough room for stuff, and I wanted to buy just like something small that I can put away easy, you know, because if I buy a mattress, it takes up my whole floor, and I lived in a studio apartment, so it's only one room, and the room was really small, you know? So if I have a mattress on the floor, it takes up all the space, and I don't want to push a mattress up against a wall. So I wanted to get an air mattress so it would be like deflatable and stuff. So then I had more space to walk around, you know? But yeah, it broke, and then I had to sleep on the floor again. It was really sad. But now I have a bed, so that's good. I lay on it and I sleep, so that's good. That's good. Yeah, I've worked in a hotel, worked in a restaurant, pub, like bartending, food serving, cleaning houses and stuff, handing out like newspapers stuff to houses. What else have I done? Oh yeah, I did an office job. I remember I was like working, like typing stuff up. I think I did like a small cinema job at one point, but it was like really bad. I've done a lot of different jobs, yeah. And they all were terrible. They were all terrible. Why didn't you go to the ice cream shop? I tried to sign up for ice cream shops, and I love ice cream. And I tried to like upsell myself as well, but no, they didn't want me. There was one time I was gonna, oh god, I think I've said this before, but there was one time I had a job interview for a Pizza Hut, and I was like, I really needed the job. I was so poor and trying to help my mum out. I really needed the job, and I got into the interview. Everything was going amazingly. It was so smooth, and I talk with my hands. I talk with my hands a lot, and I accidentally knocked over the glass of water that they gave me, and it went all over their notebook that had notes from all other like interviewees that they had that day, and all over their clothes. And I just was like, I apologized profusely. I felt so bad. And like after the interview, they were like, oh, do you have any more, anything else you want to say to us? And I was like, yeah, if you hire me, I promise I will not spill any more water. And they were like, ah, that's funny. We're not hiring. They didn't say that, but they did laugh, and then I didn't get hired. But they were like, ah, okay, see you around, man. And I didn't get hired, sad. The interview went so well, though. It's kind of, whatever. Oh, actually, a bad job I had. I had a volunteer job of like handing out leaflets for this one place. I didn't even get paid, but I was trying to like build up my like CV or resume, whatever you want to call it, like my experience. I was trying to build it up so I could get hired, because a lot of places weren't hiring me because of inexperience. But it's like, how do you get experience if you won't hire me? You know what I mean? It's like, how am I supposed to get work experience when I can't get a job to have work experience? So I was just trying to volunteer for random stuff. And one of the things I volunteered for was like handing out leaflets. And I hated it because, you know, walking up to random people, I became the very thing I hate. You know, those people on the street that are like, oh, hey, do you want to join this? And you try to avoid them. Like, you kind of like look down and like at your phone, you know, you're like, oh, please don't approach me. Don't approach me. You try to like walk away from them. I was one of those people handing out the stuff. And I hated it. I hated it so much. Because it's constant rejection. It's constant. Like, you walk up, you're like, hey, do you want it? They're like, no. Sometimes they don't even respond to you. They don't even look at you like you're human. I'm like, oh, man, I'm so... Oh, God, please. Yeah, it hurts. I can never do that. Sometimes you have to do that, you know? It's not like I wanted to. It was that I had to. At that time, like, I had to do something to get a job, so... Yeah. You know what's crazy that I realized? So I did a lot of jobs when I was younger and under 18, right? And when you're under 18, your minimum wage in the UK, it was I think it was £5.90, which is really low. And you get paid for that, right? And you know what I noticed? What I noticed was companies, they'll hire you when you're young and make you like make you work for minimum wage with loads of hours. And they'll put you in like every single day as much as you can and try to get you to do overtime. And as soon as that minimum wage rises, then they give you less hours. And the reason why is because they're paying you less, you know? Because like they're basically paying you the same amount as you was when you were like younger, even though you had lower minimum wage, because they're giving you less hours but higher wage. And it's like, bro, you work at 16 legally in UK chat? Yeah, you can get some jobs when you're 16. Working for minimum wage is like so horrible, man. It's so horrible. Like, I truly feel the people who work minimum wage job. Like, you got this, guys. You got this. I know how hard it is and how soul crushing it is, man. It sucks. And the thing is, you can't even like, I just feel like the harder you work as well, when you're younger, you think that the harder you work, the more chance you have of getting a raise, because you're inexperienced, you've never had jobs before, and you're thinking, okay, I got hired for this job, I got to do super well. I got to do really, really well for this job and make sure that they know that I'm really good and fit for this. So you work twice as hard because it's your first job ever. But they don't care. They don't care if you're working, you know, twice as hard as everyone else. They really don't. They're just using you. And it is what it is. They use you for cheap work. It sucks. It really does suck. It really does suck. Like, I remember at one job I was in for like restaurants and stuff, I would like train up the new people. Not even the managers. The managers wouldn't train up new people. They would always tell me to train new people, right? Because like I was pretty good at my job. Right? I was working very hard. But like the managers wouldn't train them up. They would ask me to do it. And I'd do that. And like, I would never get a raise. But you know who did? One person I trained up got a raise. And they were working there for like 2 months. And I had been working there for like 8 months at that point. And I'm like, bro? Like, what? So stupid, man. It's so dumb. Yeah, I don't know. I hate that. I hate that so much. But it is what it is. Unfortunately, that's just like the world that we live in, right? I'm just happy that I'm like not in that anymore. You guys can do it. You can do it too.